Welcome again. We are just going through human resource and we are much behind. We are so much behind. Records, they are above us. They are almost through with records division. So for us, we just have to be very fast. We go through topic by topic. And today's session, I want us to go through topic 4. If it is possible, we also go through topic 5 and 6. Now we remain with one topic. Then we start now going through the revision past papers that were done in the past from 2009 to 2024. I hope by the end of next week we will be done. We'll be done with all the questions and answers. So we are starting with disciplinary procedure. It's under topic 4, disciplinary procedure. We have study notes there for you and also for me. Meaning of disciplinary procedure. A disciplinary procedure is a formal process used in the public service to address cases of misconduct or poor performance by employees. Process used in public service to address cases of misconduct or poor performance by employees. So procedure, just know, is a formal process. Disciplinary procedure, you base it in relation to public service. Don't base it in relation to corporate, but in relation to public service. How dispute are being solved in the public service. This dispute of misconduct and poor performance. How it's being addressed in the public service is what we call a disciplinary procedure. It must ensure fairness, justice, and compliance with the Public Service Commission regulation. Yeah, it must adhere to public service regulation. It must adhere to public service regulation and the Public Office Ethic Act 2003. Common terms that you will find under this topic called disciplinary procedure. We have misconduct. Number 1. Number 2, gross misconduct. Number 3, punishment. These are some of the terms you will get under this topic. Misconduct is failure to observe rules, regulation, or duties. Misconduct is failure to observe rules, regulation, or duties. Gross misconduct. Theft or insubordination that may lead to dismissal. So misconduct, we need to know, is failure to observe rules. Maybe some of these rules are, for example, you are supposed to report to work at around 8 a.m., but for you, you are reporting at around 8:30 or 9 a.m. That is a misconduct. You don't observe rules and regulation. Also, there are some duties you are supposed to perform, but for you, you ignore. You don't perform those duties. This one falls under misconduct. Gross misconduct, serious offenses such as corruption. You engage yourself in corruption by receiving bribes from clients. That one is a gross misconduct. It's a serious offense. It's a serious offense for you to receive bribe. It's a serious offense for you to to steal in your in your office. It's a serious offense for you to insubordinate your senior. Unachukua role ya your senior. It may lead you to be dismissed in the public service. Again, another term that is commonly used is punishment. It's commonly used under this topic called disciplinary procedure. We have punishment. Punishment means the penalty imposed after disciplinary proceeding. Penalty imposed after disciplinary proceeding. E.g., warning, suspension. Warning and suspension. Yeah, so we have punishment, the penalty imposed after disciplinary proceeding. It can be warning, you are being warned. There's a warning letter written to you that you should not repeat the mistake you had committed. Also, you can be punished by being suspended. You can be suspended and told to come maybe in 2 months' time or in 3 months' time. And I believe when you are suspended, also your salary is also suspended. I believe so. The next subtopic is steps in the disciplinary process. The first one is identification of offense. A supervisor notices or report misconduct. A supervisor notices or report misconduct. We have issuance of a query charge sheet. Officer is asked to explain within a period. Issuance of query stroke charge sheet. Now you are being asked to explain within a given period. It can be 2 weeks, it can be 2 days, it can be 48 hours. Hearing stroke investigation. Officer's defense is considered sometimes before a disciplinary committee. We have decision making. Appropriate actions decided based on evidence and rules. Communication of decision. Officer is formally informed of the disciplinary action in writing. Appeal process. Officer may appeal to PSC or relevant authority if dissatisfied. Offense warranting disciplinary action, that is absenteeism or persistent lateness, insubordination, refusing lawful orders, bribery and corruption. All this can warrant you to disciplinary action. Theft or misuse of government property, sexual harassment, negligence of duty. Then we have types of punishment. There are so many. We have verbal warning, written warning, surcharge, recovery of lost government money or property, suspension from duty, demotion, dismissal from service. You have verbal warning, written warning, you have surcharge, recovery of lost government money or property, suspension from duty, demotion, dismissal from service. Role of a clerk in the disciplinary processes. Number one role is keeping proper Number one is preparing disciplinary documents, e.g., queries, charge sheets, warning letters, keeping proper personnel records, forwarding disciplinary cases to higher authorities, updating staff files with outcomes of disciplinary action. Now I want to go to the questions. Now, practice questions and answers. The first question is, define the term disciplinary procedure in the public service. Tumepitia hizo short notes hapo. What is disciplinary action? What is disciplinary procedure in the public service? Are we together? Sioni tukichangamka. The process used in public service to address cases such as gross misconduct, steps an organization takes to address misconduct. Steps a government organization takes to address misconduct need to be specific. The answer needs to relate with the public service. Process used in public service to address misconduct and poor performance. Correct. Process used in public service to address misconduct and poor performance. Process used in public service to address misconduct and poor performance is the formal process of handling cases of misconduct or poor performance by public officer to ensure fairness and accountability. List 4 offenses that may warrant disciplinary action against public officer. The first one is absenteeism. Absenteeism is judge hiyo hapana. Wanauliza offenses. You have bribery and corruption. Bribery and corruption is also offense that can warrant disciplinary action. Hiyo gross misconduct ndio gani sasa Fatma? You need to kupeana hiyo. Jete zenye tunasema corruption, bribery, absenteeism, hizo ni gross misconduct. So hiyo ni general, just mention. Kama ya Sophie, sexual harassment, that is a gross misconduct. There's a difference between a misconduct and a gross misconduct. Gross misconduct is the one that is very serious, the serious offense a public officer commits. The other one, misconduct, is not that serious. Misuse of public funds, yeah, is also a gross, is also an offense that can warrant disciplinary. The public against a public can warrant a disciplinary against a public officer. Absenteeism without permission, bribery and corruption, negligence of duty, misuse of government property. Misuse of government property. We have sexual harassment. Also, it's under it, as some of you had mentioned. We also have lateness, coming, not being punctual. It's also offense. Mismanagement of public funds is also an offense. Now we have number 3. State first step taken when public officer is accused of misconduct. The first step is the officer is issued with a query letter or charge sheet to explain the alleged misconduct. The officer is issued with a query letter or a charge sheet to explain the alleged misconduct. I hope tumeshika hiyo. Identify 3 types of punishment that can be given to a public officer after disciplinary proceeding. 3 types of punishment. 3 types of punishment. We have suspension. We have demotion, can be demoted. You have dismissal. Interdiction is the same as dismissal. Yeah, they're just the same. We have surcharge. Surcharge ni zile sasa analipia ile kitu yenye amefanya nini, aliweza kuharibu. Insubordination, hapana, it's not punishment hiyo. Fatima, una confuse, unachoma. Insubordination is an offense, but now we are asking you to give us types of punishment that you can be given when you are found. You can be given after you've been found guilty. Written warning. You will be warned. You will be warned in written form, or you'll be warned in verbal form. Those are types of punishment you'll receive. You have written warning, suspension from duty, dismissal from service. You can also be interdiction. Demotion also is part of it. Explain the role of a clerk in a disciplinary process. Explain the role of a clerk in a disciplinary process. What are the roles of a clerk? What is your role as a clerk in disciplinary process? You prepare charge sheet. You prepare charge sheet or query form in the disciplinary process. Wewe mwenyewe unapewa hiyo kazi ufanye hiyo. You prepare your charge sheet and query form during disciplinary process. Another one, keep proper personnel records. Yeah, you are also responsible for keeping proper. You are also responsible for keeping personal records for the person who is now facing disciplinary process. Communication of the decision made during disciplinary procedure. You also communicate of the decision made during disciplinary procedure. Another one, you draft the letter. You can also draft the letter. You also draft the letter of suspension. Drafting the letter of suspension to the officer facing discipline. Yeah, kuna tu words utaambiwa uandike, you draft the letter. Another one, you can also draft the warning letter. Issuing disciplinary letter, you also issue it to the relevant public officer. And as you are issuing this disciplinary letter, you are not supposed to share the content to any other person. It is confidential. If you share the content, you have also violated the right of this public officer. You have also may make an offense, make offense kwa kushare the content of the letter. Here we have the clerk prepares disciplinary documents. Number 1, maintain personal records. Number 2, forward cases to the relevant authority. Number 3, and update staff's file with outcomes. Number 4. We are now through with topic 4. We're now going to topic 5, staff training and development. Staff training and development. Meaning of staff training and development. Training, a planned process to improve an employee knowledge, skills, behavior for effective job performance. Are we together? Are we together? Staff training and development. We have meaning of training and development. First of all, I've been asked to define training. Training is a planned process to improve an employee knowledge, skills, and behavior for effective job performance. Wow. The next one, development. Long-term growth of an employee capabilities for future responsibility and career progression. Long-term growth for an employee My internet is failing me. Yeah, we were at the Ministerial Training Committee. We say under Ministerial Training Committee, we have the Principal Secretary, who is the chairperson, followed by Director of Human Resource Management, followed by Head of Departments such as Finance, Procurement, Communication, etc. Now we have roles of MTC, identify training needs in the ministry. They are responsible for identifying training needs in the ministry, prepare training plans and budgets, approve staffs for training, monitors the implementation of training program. And that's why najiuliza kwa nini ministry zingine wanaenda training. It is because of hii MTC. MTC they identify the needs under the ministry, then they send officers for this training. Can either be 10 days, 5 days, it depends with the days the training will take. And some of this training, majority, all these trainings, you are being the kwa nini wanapiga kelele huku? Watu wanahama. So yeah, prepare training plans and budget. They also help in preparing the training plans and budget. What every officer will need in terms of training, because kwangi bure. At times maybe wanaweza enda kwa hoteli fulani na facilitators from Kenya School of Government watakuwa assign wakuja wa train hapo, and in that hotel they will get lunch na watapata hata pia to allowance for that training. Hiyo ndio sijui nitwanga per DM. Hizo sisi inaonanga tu kwa view sasa. Nazonanga tunasikianga tu hata zikiongelelewa. Some of us tujawahi experience hizo, you even wonder kama wewe ni civil servant ama wewe huko tu, so ni story tu, but other ministries they benefit a lot with these trainings. It's maybe because of maybe the amount of people, amount of officer in that ministry. Yes, sisi kwetu tuko wengi sana, so maybe trying to sponsor all the officers to go to this training, it's a little bit hard and expensive. Approve staffs for training, monitor implementation of training program. That's the role of MTC. Benefits of training: you have improved service delivery in the public sector, better employee morale and motivation, better employee morale and motivation, reduce errors and wastage, create opportunities for career advancement, enhance adherence to government values and ethics. Yeah, reduce errors and wastage. For example, whenever this employee is inducted or trained in a certain area of his or her work, there will be reduction of errors and wastage. But if the employee is not trained in the area of his jurisdiction, there will be increased error and wastage because this employee is operating out of ignorance or out of lack of knowledge. So errors and wastage will skyrocket. We have create opportunity for career advancement. Yeah, so also this training elevate this officer to have more opportunities for career advancement, because this officer will not be limited in the same level. He will increase. He will have certificates from Kenya School of Government, and maybe to aware the certificates from Kenya School of Government are very valuable, very valuable. Take advantage and go and study at Kenya School of Government. Go and study, and you will now know the benefit of it once you have certificates of Kenya School of Government. You will to be at par with your colleagues that you are with them at the same place of work. We have some courses that range from 30,000 to 2 weeks. You can learn them online, you can physically, and study. Yeah, and once you have studied out certificate, you go and present it to your employer. And how do you present it to your employer? You present it to your employer when wakati hizo certificate inawekwa kwa file yako, Hii inamaanisha umepresent it to your employer. So when now promotion, now when they are now considering promoting you people, they will see you have added advantage over a certain course you did at Kenya School of Government. The course can be supervisory course, can be management course, any of the course that is under leadership. It gives you advantage. Enhance adherence to government values and ethics. And a good thing is that I'm not going to do what? To delete the group. The group, we are going to have the group for us to challenge one another to take these courses. Under Kenya School of Government, to take courses, ICT courses, to take them so that we may be on another level. Because my belief is that 10 years from now, you should not be in the same position. You should be scaling higher because of the capacity you have built in area of IT, in area of types of training. We have induction, orientation training. This one was not done to us. Mimi who experienced induction, orientation training for new employees joining the service. We didn't have this On the job training, learning by doing under supervision. I got this training on the job training, learning by doing under supervision. In service training, organize short courses, workshop for serving officer. In serving, this one I've never benefited from it. Refresher course to update knowledge and skills. I've never experienced, I've never gotten a chance to attend a refresher courses. Management and leadership training for officer preparing for supervisory and managerial roles. Even number 5, I've never benefited from this. Specialized training for specific skills like ICT, finance, or procurement. Now, we take advantage of number 5, number 6, and number 4. Ikiwezekana tajaribu na pesa yako before maybe gava ikuchangamkie. Jaribu na pesa yako, kuwe nazo. Zitakusaidia not just at your place of work, even outside here. You can be offering consultation to people. Roles of clerk in training development. Kidogo mtu ananipigia hapo, nashangaa. Role of a clerk in training and development. First, identifying clerical staff who need training. Identify clerical staff who need training. Preparing training requests and documentation. Maintaining training records in personal files. Processing travel and subsistence claims for officer on training. Filing training reports and certificates. So the first one is identifying clerical staff who needs training. That is the role of a clerk in training and development. Preparing training requests and documentation. Training requests and documentation. Maintaining training records in personal files. Yeah, okay. Processing travel and subsistence claim for officer on training. For example, maybe you have gotten the chance to go for training. There are some allowances that you are supposed to have. For example, when you are traveling, and also your daily allowances. So this clerk process them. He processed them, and you are able to get whatever you're supposed to get through his help and the accounts office. Filing training reports and certificates. For this training you are taking part, there is a certificate you're supposed to receive. So this clerk role is to file training reports, the reports of you training or of your training, and also certificate. Your certificate also, you'll be able to follow up with it and enable you to receive and also file it in your file. Practice question and answers. Define staff training. What's staff training? What's staff training? The term staff training. Ways of improving an employee knowledge and skills in public service. Thank you, Doreen. Another one. Another one. Another one is the process of improving knowledge and skills of an officer in the public service. Okay, thank you, Sophie. Staff training is the process of equipping employees with knowledge, skills, and attitude required for efficient performance of their duty. State 4 benefits of training to the public service. The first benefit, improve employees' performance and productivity. Reduces clerical errors and wastage. Boosts staff morale and motivation. Enhances service delivery to citizens. Now, number 3. List 3 types of training program offered in the public service. Training program offered in the public service. I said the first one was induction. That one is for orientation training. Another name is orientation training. The second one in on-job training, in service training, refresher courses. Another one on job training, hiyo unakuwa train wakati uko kwa kazi. We have refresher courses. We have induction. We have in-service training, specialized training, induction training, on the job training, in-service training. Who chairs the Ministerial Training Committee? MTC. Who chairs MTC? Who chairs MTC? Veronica, hiyo hapana. Who chairs MTC? Chairperson? Hapana. Huyo chairperson anaitwa nani? HR? Hapana. Kitu hapo kwa study notes hapo, principal secretary. Very good. Principal secretary is the one that chairs the MTC. MTC, we have the composition of MTC. We have is the principal secretary, who is the chairperson. We have human resource management director of human resource management. Number 2, head of departments, e.g. head of departments, e.g. Finance, procurement, communication, etc. They fall under they compose MTC. They compose MTC. We have the principal secretary of the ministry chairs the Ministerial Training Committee. Explain the role of a clerk in the training process. What's the role of a clerk? What's your role in the training process? What's your role? Explain the role of a clerk in the training process. The role of a clerk in training process. Record keeping, correct. Another one. Identifying training need, correct. Data entry, correct. Identify training applicant, correct. Preparing training documents and request, correct. Explain. A clerk assists by preparing training documents, number 1. Number 2, maintaining records. Number 3, processing allowances for officers attending training. And the last one, filing training reports. We are through with that. Now we go to staff welfare. Study notes, meaning of staff welfare. Staff welfare refers to all activities, service, and facilities provided by the employer to ensure the comfort, health, safety, and motivation of employees. Staff welfare refers to all activities, service, and facilities provided by the employer to ensure the comfort, health, safety, and motivation of employees. It goes beyond salaries and allowances, aiming at the well-being of workers both in and out of the workplace. NRB kuna a welfare, is a welfare called kitambulisho welfare. Sijui kama bado inaendeleanga. Kitambulisho welfare. But iko na wale the older staffs ndo wamejaa hapo sana. Objective of staff welfare: to improve working and living condition of staff. To improve working and living condition of staff. To increase staff morale and productivity. To increase staff morale and productivity. To reduce absenteeism and staff turnover. To create a healthy employer-employee relationship. 3 examples of staff welfare programs in the public service. We have medical scheme. Let us know kwamba NHIF sahi haiko, so ni SHA and medical insurance. It is one of the examples of staff welfare program in the public service. We have a housing scheme, government quarters or house allowance. Ile house allowance na receive, it falls under staff welfare program in the public service. Staff welfare association. We have SACCOs, benevolent funds. Benevolent funds. Sports and recreational facilities, sports day and staff club. Hii sports day hii huku kwetu hii bado haiko, but wakiintroduce NRB choir, hayo nitajoin hiyo, cause kitambo nilikuwa naona NSSF walikuwa na choir na walikuwa naimba wakati wa holiday. Kikiwa na holiday hapo, NSSF choir ilikuwa inaimba hapo. Nimekuwa nikitamani NRB kuwe na choir yao pia, tuende tuimbe hapo NRB choir. Catering facilities, staff canteen. Huku kwetu tujaona hiyo. Naonanga tu watu wanapiga, sijaona hiyo. Pension scheme, retirement benefits, all these fall under staff. These are examples of staff welfare programs in the public service. We have medical schemes, we have housing schemes, we have staff welfare association, we have sports and recreational facilities, we have catering facilities, we have pension scheme, training and career guidance. Training and career guidance. Under this staff welfare, we have compensation in staff welfare. refers to financial or non-financial assistance given to employee or their family in case of accident, injury, or death while in service. I've witnessed this. There are some of our staff, especially when my late boss, who died. Now we are in September. My boss died in March. It's March up early April. Yeah, 5 months ago I lost my immediate boss, huyo tulikuwa naye kwa ofisi. Yeah, she was just promoted, hata alikuwa amemaliza even 2 months kwa hiyo position yake, and we lost her. I remember the last time before we few like 3 days before we lost her, we had done a lot of work walking from one office to the other, trying to fix phones in these offices. We were fixing these phones with the help of the technician, tunazunguka huku, and she had done a lot. And tukaachana hiyo day sasa. Yeah, 3 days later, 3 or 4 days later, 3 days later, I was being told that I'm getting a phone call. Hey, so and so, she's in ICU. She was admitted in the hospital. No, unashangaa, si huyu tumekuwa naye hata jana, kwani what is happening? Kaambiwa kwamba hako ICU. This hospital, there's an hospital iko hapa hizo area za Ngong Road. Is it Ngong Road? There's an hospital hapa, I've forgotten the name. Amekuwa admitted hapo, and was it hiyo? I don't remember the hospital well. So yule amekuwa admitted kwa ICU, and kutaka kufollow up, maybe uone vile, maybe tutaorganize tumtembelee as a staff. Tunaambiwa tena tumempoteza. So I remember the NRB institution will play a very big part for a send-off. We traveled to Machakos in a place called Mua Hills. I heard that Sonko anakaa hiyo area, the former Nairobi governor, and we buried her, na kuna some privilege the family iliweza kupata as a result of her being in the civil service and serving for a very long time in the civil service. Hiyo gari hiyo ilichoaje, hiyo has hiyo the government iliweza kuprovide transport, karibu basi 2 iliweza kuenda. NRB iliprovide, kaprovide pia a lot, tukakuwa hata na contribution from all the offices under NRB, and we were able to send her off. Compensation is usually processed under Work Injury Benefit Act, WIBA, or Public Service Pension Law. Roles of a clerk in a staff welfare: keep records of staff contribution to welfare, assisting in processing deduction, loans, SACCO contribution, benevolent funds. Hii benevolent fund huwa nakatwa na SACCO. SACCO inanikata monthly. Filing welfare related correspondence, assisting staff in accessing welfare services, medical claim, housing, processing compensation document when applicable. Define staff welfare. Define staff welfare. What is staff welfare? What is staff welfare? What is staff welfare? Tuko pamoja.
CJ ni benefits na well-being of employees of employees.
Yeah, benefits and well-being of employees. Thank you. And another one, services and activities provided to an employee by an employer. Another one, staff welfare refers to the services and facilities provided by an employer to improve the well-being, comfort, health, and safety of employees beyond their salaries. State 3 objectives of staff welfare programs. 3 objectives of staff welfare programs we have: to improve staff working and living condition, to enhance morale and motivation, to reduce absenteeism and staff turnover. List 4 examples of staff welfare program in the public service. Number 3, list 4 examples of staff welfare program in the public service. Pension schemes, housing schemes, medical schemes. Another one, medical schemes, retirement schemes, mental health for under medical, welfare association, sports and recreational activities, facilities. I saw KRA wanakwanga na kajim. Ni KRA ama ni Central Bank wanakwanga na kajim yao hapo. Staff catering, canteen ama ni catering. Kuna staff canteen hapo wewe na inawasaidia. You have medical schemes, SHA insurance, staff housing or housing allowances, pension schemes, sports and recreational activities. What is compensation in relation to staff welfare? What is compensation in relation to staff welfare? What is compensation in relation to staff welfare?
Ni financial assistance or non-financial assistance given to an employee or their families in case of death or injuries while in service.
Yes, correct. It's financial and non-financial assistance given to employee when the employee faces injury, sickness, or death to the employee, or also maybe to the family. Because at times maybe kama employee hajakufa, hiyo itamwendea. Kama employee amepass, hizo benefits zitaendea the family. Explain two roles of a clerk in staff welfare. Roles zako in staff welfare. Keeping records, maintaining welfare records, filing welfare records, filing welfare records, keeping welfare records, maintaining welfare records, data entry of welfare records, processing welfare deduction, processing welfare deductions such as SACCO contribution, processing welfare deductions such as SACCO contribution, keeping proper records of staff involved in welfare programs. I think let us do the last topic. Wacha ikuwe the last one. Ndio next tukimit kwa HR tuingie saa 209. Forms of exit from the public service. Meaning of exit refers to the way in which public officer leaves the service, either voluntary or involuntary. Exit are guided by Public Service Regulation, Pension Act, and other labor laws. Forms of exit, we have retirement, moja. Ya pili ni resignation. Ya tatu ni dismissal. Ya nne ni death in the service. Ya tano ni contract expiry. Ya sita ni abolition of office. Abolition of office. Ya saba ni retrenchment or redundancy. And yeah. So we have seven forms of exit in the public service. Retirement, mandatory retirement at 60 years as per current regulation. Retirement age in 60 years as per current regulation. Early retirement, voluntary, usually from 50 years. From 50 years. Medical retirement due to ill or incapacity. Hiyo inanga miaka ati 50 years. Tu unaweza retire at 30. Bora tu ni mambo ya medical. Just retire. Inanga miaka. Sio ni ya kwanza. Mandatory retirement ni at 60 years. You have resignation. Officer leaves the service after giving notice. Uresign tu hivyo tu kimandazi mandazi. You know, some of us in our first jobs. Ulikuwa tu yani umeamka tu siku moja tu kwa feel tu sijisikii unazima simu, na hivyo ndo utokei job. Ndio maana wengine wetu tulitama kile mbaya, because Mungu ile madhara ulifanya mali ulitoka, Mungu anawaambia kuna haja kwanza upate adabu kwanza. Pata adabu. Piga simu watu walenge hiyo simu yako wakijua kwamba ati ni unataka kuwakopesha. Ile yenye ukienda kwa kutembelea maybe jirani yako, umeenda kutembelea maybe your friend na nini, mtoto wake anakuangalia vibaya. Wanakujanga watu wakati wa lunch, nakujanga watu wakati wa supper. Yani unapitia ile humiliation so that next time una value what you have. Kama maybe ujisikii na kazi, you just give a notice ya kwamba I'm resigning, and I'm resigning because of personal reason. You don't have to explain yourself why you are resigning, nenda wapi, no. Unasema tu for personal reasons, hivyo, and you just resign politely. You don't burn bridges. You don't know when you will need that bridge kule mbele. So hata huko kwa gava, resignation, you don't just resign tu hivyo, you just give notice. And anywhere, hata kama maybe mtu anafanya kazi ya maybe kukua house manager, kukua shamba boy, kukua askari, soldier, kwa gate, all these jobs, you just give notice kwamba una resign hivi na hivi na hivi. Nja wengine wetu pia ni from experience, we have been having issue whereby ukisema una resign, huyo employer anakanyagilia pesa yako, anaenda kukuzungusha. Na hiyo inapending sana na mashule. Kama umeshawafundisha shule, primary school hizo za mashinani private, huko kama unafundisha wale, fundisha tu with the attitude una give back. Juu huko some of these schools wanakuanga wale my teachers wengi wakwange na utu. Umeenda up working there, unalipa kama tumeana bet sport pesa. Oh, siko nimekulipa last month, chukua hii 500. Singine mnapatana naye mahali, oh, kama umetoka kununua nyama, chukua 200. So some of the schools value employ their teachers sana, but not all of them. We have good schools zenye walimu wako responsible na nini, but hii yenye unalipwa kama mtu analipa sport pesa, some of them are ni mapastors na wako very active kwa machachi zetu, wanachomea jina ya Ukristo kabisa. Wanafanya sasa Wakristo tunaonekana sisi ni mataliban wote. Officer voluntarily leaves the office, the service after giving notice, dismissal, termination of service due to misconduct or poor performance. Termination of service due to misconduct or poor performance. Death in service.
Churchill. Nauliza tu swali, in case you retire due to illness, bado unapata hizo retirement benefits?
Yes. But for that period of time umekuwa ukifanya kazi, huwezi pata benefits. Mtu amefanya kazi all his life 50 ama maybe 40 years, aliingia job akiwa 20 years, na wewe umeenda umeretire because of sickness at 30. Huwezi kula ile returns kama ya ule jamaa ameretire at 60. So ni maybe hiyo level yenye umefanya kazi. Contrary expiry, exit upon completion of a fixed term contract. Abolition of office. An office can be abolished. And when the office is abolished, the officers under that office tend to lose their jobs but I've come to realize kwamba kuna vile gava inakujanga na absorb na wapeleka mahali penye kuna vacancies, but inakuwa ngumu sana kwa wale wa parastatals. Unatolewa kwa parastatal unapelekwa kwa huku kwingine. Unajua huku kwingine kumekauka, si kama parastatals. Retrenchment, redundancy, exit due to downsizing or restructuring in the public service. Documents required on exit. You have clearance certificate, last pay slip, pension claim forms, records of service, death certificate in case of death in service, clearance certificate, last pay slip, pension claim form, record of service, death certificate in case of death in the service. Like there's a colleague of ours who died, I think it was in 2023. Alipata accident Mombasa Road. I've forgotten his name. He was a driver under NRB headquarters hapo. We were in the same, wote tulikuwa headquarters. Nilipata kama bado niko production. So najua maybe the wife alipeleka pale clearance certificate yake, last pay slip, pension claim forms, record of service, death certificate alipeleka hiyo, so that aweze kupata hizo benefits, yani for the family. Role of a clerk in processing exit. So your role in processing exit, we have preparing and filing exit documents, updating personnel records, forwarding pension papers to relevant departments, preparing and filing exit documents, updating personnel records, forwarding pension paper to relevant department, communicating exit decision to affected officers, assisting families of deceased officer in claiming process. Yeah. Define the term exit in relation to public service. What is exit in relation to public service?
Okay, exit is the formal process of employee to get out of service either voluntarily or involuntarily in the public service.
Another one. Another one.
Is a way of leaving the service either voluntarily or involuntarily.
Thank you. Is the way of leaving the service voluntary or involuntary? Voluntary ni wewe mwenyewe umeamua, natoka kale kabisa ile yangu kole nje kameivana, wacha niende tu nichangamkie, shida tu ni DCI, lakini acha tu niende. Then involuntary ni ile yenye sasa wameamua kukutoa because of gross misconduct or because of redundancy in that organization. So wameamua kukutoa, sio ni involuntary. You didn't choose hii ofisi ikuwe abolished. Exit refers to the various ways in which a public officer leaves government service, either voluntary such as retirement or involuntary such as dismissal. State 4 forms of exit from the public service. The first one is retirement. Another one is, yeah, nimeona Veronica amesema retirement. You have death. Another one, resignation. Another one, dismissal. Another one. Another one. Retrenchment. Another one is contrary expiry. Contract expiry, yani ulikuwa tu contract ya 6 months na hiyo contract imeisha, so hiyo itakufanya utoke kwa service. You have retirement, resignation, dismissal, death in service. Give 2 circumstances under which a public officer may retire before the mandatory age. 2 circumstances itakufanya retire before ufike 60 years. Illness, due to sickness. Another one, medical issues, hiyo sasa ndio tunasema ni sickness. Another one, voluntary, ayo badi eleweki hiyo. Give to circumstances under which the public officer may retire before mandatory retirement age. Death. Yeah, so tuko na sickness and death will make you to retire before mandatory retirement age. Medical reasons, ill health, retirement. Voluntary early okay, hiyo voluntary ungepeana, ungeongeza word voluntary early retirement. Voluntary early retirement. Early retirement. Usually from age 50. So correct hapo Sophie. Pole. List 3 documents required when processing pension claims for a retired officer. Document required, hiyo ni clearance certificate, last payslip, records of service. Number 5, explain 2 roles of a clerk in processing exit document. Role yako kuprocess in processing exit document. Two roles of a clerk in processing exit document. Preparing and filing exit documents. Another one. Preparing claim. Another one. Communicating exit decision to the affected officer. Thank you. Tuangalie. Updating personal records with exit details. Preparing and forwarding pension forms for processing. Oh, nisha beat. I think iko na topic 8. Next time we'll be meeting, we'll be going through human resource data management. Human resource data management. For now, we call it next time we will be meeting. we'll be going through human resource data management, then we'll be through with topic by topic. Halafu tutapitia sasa revisions za 2009. Thank you for turning up. Thank you for turning up, because I will not be there